Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. Good morning. I'm Catherine. Welcome to 30 minutes of my day. I am going to get started on starting to figure out if my signatures are ready for the World Book. I've been working on it, cleaned out that this spine was absolutely disintegrating into powder, the paper liner that was inside this spine. If you recall the photo from my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, um, the liner in there was just powder, and I literally had to scrape it out. I just used my old. I have an old kitchen knife here that's just useful for so many things, and I just literally lightly scraped it out, and very gently, because this is an old baby, and so I have. I have a new spine waiting to go in. Let's take a look at it. This is my handy dandy rolling pin that I use for larger spines to curve them. And I got this ready yesterday, so let's see. Oh, you want out more. Okay. Come on out. There we go. So that's nice. It almost looks like I took a slice out of paper towel roll, which some people will do. And also, I've seen some journalers very successfully use a Pringles can. So this, I like it. Do you see the curve that you get? This is just a rolling pin. I've took the handles out, and of course you see this curve. This will relax. So although it's a nice size, it will relax a little bit over the next couple days. And if it doesn't, I can just sort of play with it and sort of encourage it to do what I want. But I'm actually very happy with that. That's going to be going in there and give me a very beautiful, see? That's going to give a very beautiful curved spine. And this old girl's going to feel like $1,000,000 again. Isn't that nice? So, I've been around the world and back again for, let me make sure I've got you in camera here. I have a feeling I'm not. No, I wasn't. There we go. We're better. Around the world and back again on end papers. Because as you can see, the end papers in this book really are spectacular. These are the original. The nice thing about this book is that the front and the back full end papers were exactly the same. So even though I wasn't able to save the part that's been glued to the cover, because the folded other side is the same, I can reuse these halves. See what I mean? Like this was actually the back, so it looked like a full spread, the World Book. This was the one on the front. So what I think I will do is simply use them to replace these, the back and the front covers. I think that's lovely. I toyed with the idea of using some Art Nouveau wrapping paper because I love the squirrels and the leaves. And this book is going to have just a little gentle, tiny 2 themes inside it. Because this is volume 2, which is from Beach to Childs, it says. And so I kept thinking about that. It kept coming up in my mind, Beach to Childs. And of course, beech trees is what they were talking about here. So I was thinking trees and forests and things that are associated with forests, so creatures and mushrooms and nuts and toads and, you know, things you think about when you're in the forest. And then child's. I started thinking about children. And that's when I sort of thought, you know what, maybe this book, it's going to be a big one. This will be a bruiser. Maybe just sort of little complementary intermingling themes of forest lore and children. But I don't want to I'm not going to overwhelm it. This is not going to be a big bells and whistles, flip this, turn that kind of journal. I really want this just to be a beautiful writing journal, commonplace type journal for whoever hopefully there's someone out there who thinks, oh yeah, that's for me, that it will speak to their heart and that they will enjoy filling it up with their things, and that whatever I've done to it is just a little additional thing. So I got the papers, a lot of the papers ready. Once they've been in the press, this is my paper press. Once they've been in the press, it compresses them so well that I usually find I can fit a lot more papers in than I thought initially. Because it's a big book, I actually had to use these clamps to get some additional pressure, because the pages just, oh jeepers, the pages just barely fit. You can see them right here at the end here. I can see how I think, hold on, these things are tough. I just got these at Home Depot. So if you're not up to doing the screws and hardware, I can see how cutting boards and a few of these clamps, I think it was $4 each, not much, could do the same thing. Anyhow, I can see how maybe I'm going to need larger cutting boards. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay. I always have to tell myself that. Okay. I just got off the phone with my mom. She's awesome. She's doing a great job. The phone rang and it's FaceTime. So the picture popped up, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not my mom. And I could hear the nurse in the background saying, there you go, have a nice chat. And she started walking away, and I was yelling, that's not my mom. Of all things, my mother has a lady in the room right next door to her. It's just a coincidence, but they both have the same last name. So I can see how it happened. Fortunately, she came back. The other lady and I had a lovely talk because I know her. We had a lovely little visit. And then the nurse came back. She was so sweet. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I will go find your mother right now. And off she ran and I found my mom. And then I had a nice chat with Mom. They're never very long. There's not a whole lot to talk about. You can talk about the weather. I talk about, if she's had a cup of tea and did she have a nice breakfast. But otherwise, she's quite limited. Her brain isn't curious anymore. So it's very rare. And I know she doesn't mean this, don't get me wrong, but it's very rare for her to say, how are you doing, Catherine? Because the dementia has stolen her curiosity. And curiosity is just a huge thing for human interaction. When we're worried about, how is someone else we love? And I know she loves me. It's just that the dementia has robbed her brain of this. So let me flip this back out. So there is, I've already got many of these signatures done. They look nice. I repurposed the original front page. Let me bring that up closer so you can see it's 1929. Not quite 100 years old. I've put 9 signatures in, and it looks like they're not in order. There's 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And you're out of order. You're out of order. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I put this, I staggered them. I didn't want these, I used photo corners, and I wanted to make sure they got some good pressure on them. So I actually slipped this in the middle when I got these ready. But I think that turned out really nice. I think that looks beautiful. And I donated some of my rare scrapbook paper to the cause. It wasn't wide enough. Here, let me take this off. It wasn't wide enough to make a full spread, and I really like the first page to be a full spread. So I just took the offcut that got cut off of here, and I literally sewed it to the other side. And it worked. And I think it gives it character. I tea-dyed these because I don't like how stark white the other side of scrapbook paper looks. And then I did it again in the back signature. So again, it sort of looks a little Frankenstein-y. And but I really, like I said, I think it gives it character. I don't know what, Dot's barking downstairs. I may have to pause this and go see what she's barking at. So hold on. So apparently our neighbor got too close to our house. Like our neighbor was 2 houses over and needed to be barked at. So yeah, so it's a little bit Frankenstein-y, and I like that. I think that turned out good. Now I want to see if I can add some more papers to this. Right now I am at, hold on, I'm at 152 pages. And because I'm not going to be putting, I don't think I'm going to be putting any lace in it. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to be putting any lace. Pardon me. I know that for a fact because I'm going to make a raggedy to go in the center. So I don't want to put any lace in. I'm just going to lay that there for now because I just want to get an idea of how I am for how bulky this seems. So let's do this. I hope you're all doing well. It's a holiday weekend where I am, so today is a holiday. All right, let me stand up and take a look. Gee, that's pretty good. I'm not sure whether I want to add any more to that because, of course, when I'm going to be doing a lot of fussy cut and glue right to the page, so that will fill it up till it is about there. Yeah, I think we might be done. I was wondering whether I would be able to fit in. I have this big book, this Walter Foster book that is on trees, and of course beech trees. But I don't think so. I have other similar to this. I have a 1947 drawing book that I've used. Every single signature has a spread from the actual book. So this is actually from the book. And then this is from the other drawing book I have. And I loved it because there was a page on beech trees. So I love it. I think that turned out great. So it's just, I'm just happy with this. It's lots of shades of green. Like I said, I wanted to try and find a way to blend together trees and children because of the volume that this is, volume number 2. So I found in a Dick and Jane book, there's Dick up in a tree. And there he is again, hanging out of the tree. Now I had to offset the fold on that. And I think what I will do is on this side, I'm either going to make it longer by putting, I don't know, maybe I'm over here. Sorry, I'm over here looking for a Rolodex card. Sometimes it's fun to just sew a Rolodex card on and just make it like a little tab. Not sure yet. I'm going to think about it. Anyhow, another thing I did that was just fun and serendipitous is there's 9 signatures, and this is old journal ledger paper from a book I found in Prince Edward County, Ontario at Porky's Antique Barn. How's that for a name? Imagine opening a business. What should we call our business? I know, let's call it Porky's Antique Barn. I guess maybe there's somebody in the family named Porky. Anyhow, I digress, as ever. There's 9 signatures, and I was able to, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to, gee, guess what the last one is? 9. It's there somewhere. Anyhow, that was actually rather serendipitous that it worked out that way. I love when ledger paper has the numbers up in the corners. It just, one of those silly little junk journaler thrill things. And I know you know what I'm talking about. So again, out of the original book, just fits in nicely there. Some check reconciliation paper, some Edith Holden full spread. There's 2 of these in the book. Just look how beautiful. You'd find that in the forest. Or in a field beside a forest. You can't have a forest without a field. There's always a field leading up to a forest. This part of the book is kind of nice because it's the story of botany. So I had to include that spread in. And then, is it coming up? I loved this. I'm so excited. I loved this. Look what was in it. Books and bookbinding. Oh my goodness. Books and bookbinding was in this volume. And it's all about, these pages are all about the history of books and book publishing. And it was just meant to be. So cool. And I think there's one more spread on the bookbinding. Hold on. No, that's mushrooms. I liked it. That's from the botany. Hold on. I think there was another spread on the bookbinding. Butterfly. Nope. Maybe it's on the other side. No, but there's a beautiful bullfrog. Isn't he handsome? Or she, I don't know. No, maybe not. Camp. Can't have children without camping. Some more Dick and Jane. I had to fortify that fold, so I just used some of good old Handel's Messiah. That's my favorite go-to to fortify pages. This one had a rip in the page, so I did some very attractive mending there, and then I just used a tiny little strip of green washi to fortify that, and then there's a little bit of ledger paper going in the other direction here. I like that because it's green and brown, so it sort of lends itself to it. And then look, again, with the theme of trees, this just worked out that there were so many things in this book that fit it well. So there's the King of Trees. That's General Sherman from California. And then in the final one, I used this one. It says The Study of the Child. And I thought that was fitting to be in the final signature because we went from beach to child. So this is coming along really nice. And I do think, well, of course, the guest book signature or spread. I think I don't want to make it too bulky. I think I may be done. I think the only thing I might do further, I'll take a chance, is I like when there are little half pages sometimes here and there. So I think I'm going to find some really thin paper that's not too heavy and bulky. Like I won't be using scrapbook paper. I'll just use a thin type of paper because what I want to do is, you know how sometimes every once in a while, I'll use this as an example. I may very well use it. You just find a little half sheet here and there. I love that. I love when there's just little half sheets of paper that aren't the full size. It just makes for fun. So that's mostly what I got done here. I'm going to make a raggedy. I'm feeling inspired by, as ever, Nick the Booksmith. When I grow up, I want to be just like Nick the Booksmith. And I think I want to make one or two raggities. And I thought I might use these boards as my base behind the raggedy. And of course they go from Beach to Childs, just like the volume. And then I was able to find, I want to be able to put some leaves around the edge. So that's my plan so far. We'll see. I still have a few little things that I want to make journaling cards out of. For example, here is the first page of volume 2. And the very first entry is beech tree. So I need to make a journaling card from that, and I'm going to see if I can use that somewhere. Maybe make a bookmark or a tuck spot, a pocket. Then I've got all these. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. This volume had lots of really beautiful full spreads. Some are full color. The black and white ones are still pretty anyways. Look at these little bird houses. Look how gorgeous that is. So I want to be able to put these back into the book. Look at these birds' nests. How cute. They're just so adorable. They just remind me of my little house hippo in his bird's nest over there. There you go. So I need to figure out, the backs could be journaled on, so I simply could place these back into the book simply by gluing them back in the way the publishers do it, the way they put color plates in. They simply glue these in afterwards along the edge of the fold. And I may very well do that because this paper feels fine, and that would give an additional journaling spot. And that may very well be what I do, especially because it's not bulky. So yeah, I'm thinking about that. I'm looking at this to see if there are any Japanese beetles on here. Oh my goodness. Do you people have Japanese beetles chewing up your gardens this year? I've never experienced this before. It felt like we had a couple of decades of earwigs chewing everything up. And now, honestly, I have not seen a single earwig all summer. But the Japanese beetles, you can literally see them all hovering in the sky. They're like these big flying loaf of bread. And they're chewing up our flowers. And of course, they're not native to North America, hence the name. You know, they were native in Japan, where they have just a natural enemy that keeps them under control, and they don't have any here in North America to keep them under control, and it's very frustrating. Anyhow, no, there's no Japanese beetles there. So and then I'm going to fussy cut some mushrooms and just put them in somewhere. Toadstools, pardon me. Is there a difference between a toadstool and a mushroom? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, well, let's put these aside, and maybe I will just, how much time have I got left? I got 5 minutes left of my 30 minutes. Let's do a little fussy cutting to end our 5 minutes. And then I think I'm going to do a bit of sewing. What? I think. Come on. There we go. I think I will glue that back onto a page because that's cute. Toadstools. All right. And then let's fussy cut. Oh, I want Edith's page number. There we go. I rip them that way so that you can see you get the little edge of the core of the paper, and that distress inks very nicely and looks pretty when you're done. So the side, if you ever want to do that, the side that you want to keep, make sure that that's the stable one and you're peeling off the other side. So for example, pretend this is something that I want to tear it around. This is the important one that I want the pretty edge on. So I would lift this side. And do you see what I mean? Do you see how you can see the core of the paper there? Let me make sure. See how you can see the core of the paper? That distress inks so nicely when you can show. See how that just, it looks nice. And I guess maybe there's some people that don't want that, so they would know to tear it in the other direction. You know what I mean? So, but I want these, wait a second. I might want the names. Did I already run some names? Uh-oh, that's going to be a tight fit. Let's see if I can get this away. So it's a little easier. There. All right, so what I'm trying to do is I want to keep this, but I want it torn. So you've got to do it carefully so that you don't tear into your toadstool. So I got hubby home today. He's working from home. He has to work this weekend. Oh, that worked out well. I might want to leave that edge there, so I'm going to leave that option open to me. Yeah, so he's able to switch over the phone lines, and for days like today, where it's usually a little quiet, it's more like prep work for tomorrow, he can switch the phone lines over and answer the phones here, and customers are none the wiser that he's actually comfortably at his kitchen table enjoying Michelob Ultra and what he can enjoy of a holiday weekend. All right, so again, I'm going to, no, I think I want that off. There we go. He cooked me a big, huge, beautiful breakfast this morning. Oh my goodness, we even had mimosas. It was like we were on a cruise. Oh, nope, 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 wrong direction. See, I want that core showing. Yeah, oh my goodness, it was a huge breakfast. We're not going to be hungry till dinner time. That's okay. Let's see here. There we go. I'll worry about all this. That's some of the glue and everything. This is that book I found the other day on Saturday at my little church book sale. Alrighty, so we're going to fussy cut you. So these ones are going to be tricky. I think I'm going to not worry about that green background. And I'm going to have to give this mushroom a new edge. But once it's inked, you'll never know. Well, you'll know, but other people won't. So you'll see what I'm going to do in a second. But see how I just sort of went with the flow of the arc of this mushroom here. So that once that is trimmed, I will ink that raw edge and it will just blend. And it will just look like a fussy cut mushroom, and you won't know that I actually had to surgically remove some of its edge. Oh, there goes my alarm. Okay, okay. Oh, it's so cruel the way it says time's up. Yes, you're cruel. All right. Well, listen, I hope everyone has a great day. I hope that wherever you are, you're safe and healthy, and that maybe, hopefully, your weather is nice and you're actually able to enjoy a bit of this summer. I hope. Take care, everyone, and we'll talk soon. Bye.